that shit up, TNT.
DJ's got that star shit on them.
Big bad habit. You don't miss, bro.
I know what it is, your boy True Story Funch, man. Back on Truth to the Ground podcast. I got Morgan Banks in the building with me today.
Hello.
How you living? What the lick read?
I'm good. Honestly, just finished some applications this weekend.
Okay. What we doing applications for?
I'm actually planning to go back and get my master's. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Okay. Just to highlight Morgan, she is a professional out here. I ain't gonna say inspiring professional. You speech pathologist, right?
Yes, I am. I love it.
And do modeling is like your second job, or
Modeling is more of my passion. It always has been. Since I've decided to go get my master's, I have been more focused on speech.
Yep.
But I have still full intentions to do both.
Okay. So tell me about your modeling journey. We're gonna start off with that one first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, I really wanted to just find a hobby. Like I was going to UCF. I was 18. I always was like very into having like an extracurricular.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I was on the senior class council. I was in like bands, not like in the actual band, but I was like in color guard. I was in like community service groups. Like I was always doing something. But when I got to college, I just felt kind of like, what now? Like, what can I do? And you know how you gain a lot of weight? Like,
yeah, that freshman.
That freshman 15?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was eating a lot of ramen and I was not working out.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started to feel kind of insecure. Like I was like, man, I'm getting like overweight. Like I feel kind of like stressed. You know, I'm in a place where I'm not from. Like, I mean, I'm from Tampa, I'm from Florida, but I knew nothing about East Orlando. Like
I got you.
I still felt kind of uncomfortable. So my boyfriend at the time was getting into like DJing.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, you know, maybe I should try like modeling or something, you know? I could like do something that's really fun and I could take pictures, you know, go to like do fashion shows and just make some friends. So he thought that was a good idea. And I ended up meeting this guy. He's kind of well known in Orlando. His name is Payne. He's like a really well known photographer now, but back then he was just learning and just starting out. And I remember talking with him and he said like, yeah, I can like, you know, work with you. You can be my muse and we can just practice shooting every weekend.
Okay.
So I was like, cool, you know, like some fun shoots, get an experience that, you know, I would need if I ever decided to pursue modeling, but it's more so just a hobby. So we just did that for like maybe like a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then within a year, I just started to get a lot of attention on social media. So from there, I started to look at like agencies. The first one I started to look at was, I think, UTG. My homegirl, Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine. She put me on to UTG.
Shout out.
She was super cool.
Yeah.
And she was just like, hey, I have a gig. Like, you want to go with me? It's going to be really fun. I could tell them that you're a model, you know. And it was actually the Halo Peaches company. They were having a networking event at the House of Blues. And we just like wore these cute white dresses. And I met this lady named Rachel. Rachel is also really well known in Orlando in the industry. She's like a well-known bartender. She also worked a lot in nightlife as well as just in modeling as well. And the networking side of things. So it was a really good experience. And from there, I started getting bookings regularly through UTG. I started branching out to work with other agencies. I eventually just started to like network on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just took off. I went to New York. I got to walk in New York Fashion Week. I was able to go out the country, which was really cool. For a skincare brand, I got like this professional like skincare regimen done that peeled off all my skin and like gave me jokingly like a new face, which was
Yeah.
really cool.
So I ain't looking at the real you right now.
You are not. You are looking at a new person. She like did so much to our skin to test out her products. Like my face was completely different when I came back. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's amazing. Where exactly did you go?
I went to St. Lucia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
I'm not a grammar guy, you know. A little country, so I be messing up all kind of words, you know.
No, for real, me too.
That's dope though. Like, so what would you feel like modeling done for you to this day?
It definitely gave me the confidence I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's what I really wanted out of it, just to feel a little bit more comfortable in my skin. And just being in front of the camera so much and constantly exposing myself to environments I naturally wouldn't be in made me a better person.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta that confidence within yourself is everything though, you know, when it comes to being a successful, confident individual in society though. So
exactly.
I 100% agree with you. Is there any people that like, were there any opportunities that you feel like the average person wouldn't have that you had while being a model?
I'm not gonna lie, yes. I got into a lot of free events, particularly EDC, EDC VIP. I got into I feel like every Florida girl, you know, has these opportunities. I'm not gonna lie. But water, I would go into water for free. I got to walk with like a lot of designers that will take you to different places and like you get traveling experiences. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. Would you say that those are all the pros, or is there more pros out there to model?
The pros, free merch.
Free merch.
Free merch. I'm not going to lie. I love the free merch. I love the free t-shirts, especially at the time, the swimsuits. You know, I'm in Florida. I love my cute bikinis. You know, I loved my glitz and glamour. So I was able to get like designer bikinis, if not free, then at a very low price.
I got you. Okay. Man, that's fantastic. As far as like, so what are the cons? The cons of everything, you know, like unfortunately, but
yes, the cons. I was just thinking about that on the way here. Like, I personally did not like the travel. Like, the travel to different cities is hard. When you're by yourself and you're on a short time span, let's say you get booked at like 3 a.m. and you have to be somewhere by 8. Like, you have to rush from one side to the other side of town.
So that's a grind right there, though. You like you just like a road runner, you know?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, like, and I salute those who do it. I know a lot of models who do it and who are very successful, but I think that was one thing I didn't like. I'm a very, I wouldn't say slow moving person, but I like to take my time.
You got your own pace though. You like to move at a pace.
I like to take my time. So I'm like, man, I gotta get ready by this time and be there by this time. Oh man, like
so man, that's tell me about it. Like so I call it road running. Like what would you be what would you say would be the craziest like event, like based off like maybe you got a late text or whatever, you like, oh man, I gotta be in Miami tomorrow. Like have that ever happened to you?
Yes. When I got booked for J Balvin, it was really funny because I didn't know. This is so bad. I feel so embarrassed saying this, but I did not know who J Balvin was.
I don't know who he is right now.
Oh, he's one of the most well-known like Latin artists.
Oh, okay.
Second to what? Who is it? Bad Bunny. Like he's up there with them. So I didn't know who he was, but mind you, it was like 2018, 2019.
Yep.
It was for Medusa. And I remember telling my roommates at the time, I'm like, yeah, I got booked in Miami and I have to be there by 8 a.m. But I don't know who this man is. And I told them the name and they're like, you need to go. And I was like, why? And then they told me, and I was like, oh, shoot. Okay. So I packed up, left overnight with my homegirl, and we went straight to the studio and we were there all day.
That,
Yeah,
that,
it was
hey,
cool.
that's hustle. That's the grind right there, and I
It
respect that.
is.
I respect grind hustle.
Yeah.
Every bit of it though.
Yeah. You're doing the same thing too.
Hey, something
Mhm.
like that. Road runner. That's what I call myself. I just be road running.
True. I was a road runner.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like anything that requires a how would I say a little bit more than what the average task or obstacle would happen. Like anything that got an obstacle with it, that's worth having. Anything worth having has an obstacle that it ain't easy to get. That's a better way of saying it. I done messed up the real. But so like me personally, like to the youth or anybody, like I push everybody to go chase their dreams. Regardless of what it might have to take or whatever the case may be, because certain things in life are easy to do.
Yes.
Like you can go out there and respectfully, you can go out there and get a job at McDonald's. Like that's given to you.
Yep.
But in order to go out here and obtain like some type of professional career or work towards something, it just takes a grind and takes your time and sacrifices. So
I agree. Yeah, honestly, like everything that I've done has taken a lot of sacrifice. I've spent a lot of days, even now, crying, frustrated, not wanting to like move forward, getting upset because things are not how I want it to be. But you really have to like pick yourself up and just go, like, what are you going to do now? Okay. Like you already cried it out. You've got your frustrations out, but how are you going to solve the problem? And I think that's how you become a more a stronger individual, honestly. Yeah.
that's 100%. So what would you say would be like a loss you took in life that you shook back from?
Ooh, definitely. Now that I'm trying to pursue my professional career in speech, I would say me not taking my classes serious in undergrad. Like, even though I had clear goals of like modeling, I also wasn't upholding like my goals for speech. Like, if you have more than one passion, you have to give them equal commitment. You can't just, oh, I'm going to do all of this and not worry about this one as much. Like, if you have two different things you like, you need to pour into both equally. Yeah.
I agree. It's it got to be a balance.
Yeah.
So what do you like the most about your career?
I love working with children. I have the beautiful experience of working with autistic students and nonverbal students, students with speech and language impairments. I love that because I get to see them blossom and I get to see them learn how to communicate in ways they may never have if they didn't get a opportunity to be in speech. So I work with students with AAC devices. That's augmentative and alternative communication. It's just an iPad, and they use like their device to formulate sentences, different utterances to describe how they're feeling, to ask questions, make conversation, and also participate in class. So it's important that they know how to use the technology so that they can graduate from their school.
Okay. Yeah. Would you say what part of your job hits you the most? Like gives you that impact? Like, okay, I'm part of the change. Like, did I word that correctly?
Seeing a student emotionally regulate themselves through communication, I think, is the biggest one. Most students that I have worked with or clients that I have worked with have behaviors, like very aggressive behaviors. They'll hurt other people, they'll hurt themselves, they will destruct property or damage property. And to see that on a regular basis from a student and then for them to progressively go away from that
Yep.
and simply say in their device, I am upset or I need a break, or even just touching a sentence strip, I need a break or I need help, instead of resorting to that, is like the best feeling ever. Because you know what you're doing, all of the practices, all of the planning is actually making a change. Yeah.
Well, shouts out to you. You know, you out there making a difference in society. You
I'm
know,
trying, you know.
hey, shout outs to you. I'm gonna jump back into the modeling side of things.
Yes.
Okay, so we can. How was the interaction on social media with modeling?
The interaction on social media, it's a challenge because
Yeah.
everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it. I think you really have to be strategic about it. Like most influencers talk about, you need a schedule to when you post, how you post, what you talk about, what you include in all of your pictures, what is appropriate, what's not appropriate for the lane that you're going for.
Yeah.
Because there's different types of models. There's video vixen models. There's commercial models. There are models for high fashion. So you really have to pick your lane and stick to it.
I got you.
Yeah.
What would you say your lane was or is?
I think my lane was commercial primarily. I also did do music videos. However, I wouldn't consider myself a video vixen. I don't know. I don't think I was giving video vixen. I think I was just giving model. I don't know.
I mean, it all depends what kind of video it is.
I mean, I have done some very like not questionable, but kind of like some scenes that are like, okay, girl, like, what are you like? Are you commercial or are you video vixen? Type of moments.
What kind of artists have you worked with?
I worked
who,
with 6ix9ine. I feel like that one was a questionable one, but it was an experience. It was a really cool experience. I worked with upcoming artists in Orlando. I've worked with J Balvin. I'm trying to think of other well-known artists that I've worked with. Those are the only two I can really think of. But I worked with this guy named June 3rd. He's popular here and in Cali.
I think I heard of him.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I worked with this guy. He's named like Swigs or Swizz. I just worked with a lot. I feel like majority of my music videos, honestly, were upcoming artists rather than established artists.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, like interacting with like 6ix9ine, like was it respectful or like?
Nothing happened to me. I will say that, but something definitely happened. The ladies that were under him, got their back broken, I think, and they were injured because he jumped off the couch and he tried to swag surf the crowd of models, and he landed on them. So yeah, that was
Like, was that planned or like that was just?
That was not. If it was planned, that was a cruel joke because that was wrong. So I don't know. I don't think that was planned.
That's wow.
It was so crazy. I just remember it being a blast, but also like, okay, this is getting kind of out of control. Like it was probably maybe 80. Maybe not 80. I feel like I'm being dramatic. Maybe like 50. It was a big mansion. There are a lot of models everywhere.
Yeah.
The whole space was covered with models. Like you could not just walk through the room. It was a lot of people. That's all I remember. I remember money being thrown. The Double Dose twins were there. Another girl that is like, she dates like a famous like TikToker now. She was there. It was like some well-known models there, but it was mostly like you could tell like all the girls are from Florida. Like we just like were from all of the local agencies and pulled up type of thing. So it was
Gotcha.
really cool. Yeah.
Damn. So like, you feel like the profession of being a model can get misconstrued with like how people perceive it, like men or
It depends. Like it depends what lane. Like I feel like when I did music videos,
yeah.
yes, you can definitely get perceived as like anything in the book, because people are judgmental. They judge by what they see.
Mm-hmm.
And that is part of the reason why I don't do it anymore, just because I like renewed my relationship with God and I had to like do that double check on myself. Like, am I even walking like how I would want my children to,
Right.
even if I wasn't doing anything like super wild, I still wasn't really, doing things that I would consider like an honorable person. Yeah.
So you don't mind like sharing like things you like
Mhm.
got away from?
I feel like it's not too extreme. It's like simple things, like a lot of it I was wearing lingerie and swimsuits and I was like dancing, not crazy, like full on, I'm not a very active dancer, I might hit a little a little
Everybody in the
moment.
mood right now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just a little bop, but
Yeah,
like
I got you.
I just would see all of it and I would watch the videos and I'm like, that's not even me.
Mhm.
Like I don't even act like that.
Yeah.
That's all for the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I wasn't really being authentic with just dressing like that and like dancing like that. And I've been in music videos that like promote violence, like they would have guns out. I would be like, yeah, this is not.
I don't be having you nervous though. Like I be looking at like YouTube video. I'd be like, I don't know, I couldn't be that cameraman. Like
the guy that got shot.
Huh?
Like the guy that got shot.
Some guy got shot. Hey, I ain't nothing about that dude. Hey,
yeah, guy got shot at a music video.
That's wild. That's wild. Hey,
No, honestly, like jokingly, I would be like, "Is there a bullet in there?" Like every single time, and they would be like, "No," and they would like show me.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I mean, personally, I listen to a lot of rap music. Like, I mean, I'm probably an enthusiast at this point, but I mean, and it all depends because now rap is kind of changing.
Really? How? They're changing?
You don't think rap is changing? Like, rap is evolving in different ways now. Like, it's a whole different.
Like, for the better or worse?
It all depends how you listening to it.
I think it's getting worse.
I definitely could say that too. And I feel like it's some good sides of rap, like because you got the rappers that always go on to show their guns and all that. Like, I mean, that just. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we can one day grow away from that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like, why you got to promote that you a gangster? Like, I just feel like that's just something that should be like, you know what I'm saying, instilled or it's already what's what my boy always say. What's understood don't have to be explained, That just I kind of sit with that.
Exactly.
But it's also some good rappers out there that like, they're probably from the hood. I'm not saying they promoting the hood in a bad way, but they shedding light, doing the right thing, And so I feel like it's evolving. It just, like society, you got the ups and the downs with any genre of music.
That's true.
But what I'm about to get into. I had like a great question for you. I'll be having like 1,000 questions.
I know, I see yours.
So many questions that I run out of questions,
I'll be like, I see your notes. Like,
so you said you from Tampa?
Yes, I am.
Dang,
I was about to be like, Tampa.
You like Tampa? Like,
I love Tampa, yeah.
Best city in Florida, like what you got? Who you think is the best city in Florida?
Best city in Florida? Dang, that's hard. Okay. Okay, best city in Florida is, I feel like I'm biased. I don't even live there. Miami. I love Miami. It's the best.
I mean,
like some of the best times have been in Miami. Best and worst times, but best times.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I ain't gonna disagree with you. Like, I mean, I'm gonna say Broward County, but
exactly, like
that like my home away from home. But I just like down south, you know, like living out there, like being able right by the beach. I'm running on the beach every day, you know.
Exactly.
The grind is different, like, because I grew up in South Carolina too. So
Oh, you did?
yeah.
What part?
Sumter.
Sumter.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
It's
Sumter.
like you probably never heard of it. It's fine. couple. You know John Morant?
Huh?
John Morant,
That sounds familiar.
basketball player. Yeah, he's from Sumter. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But small town. But like when I moved to South Florida, it's like a whole different type of grind out there. Like the mentality out there is different. Like everybody just on the road trying to get to whatever their goal is for the day or the obstacle, you know, trying to achieve that. So I feel like I got a lot of my my hustle mentality from there.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
I feel that. I think I don't know. I think I met most of my friends at UCF from South Florida. And I think their like personality, who they were, what they were about, that made me like South Florida even more. Yeah. Because when I met the people from there, I was like, wow, their hustle is amazing. Like I've never met people like that.
It's a different world out there, you know.
Exactly.
But so you're a UCF Knight.
I am. Go Knights.
Okay. How long? When did you start UCF?
I went straight from high school to college. So 2015.
Okay. Yeah, we graduated the same year.
Really? We're both 26?
I'm 27, though. I got like a late birthday, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where it like skips the whole thing, you know? I don't understand that rule.
I don't know either. Like, they like, you gotta start school next year. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know.
So, what's your, I know we had this talk on the phone. Like, you was talking about, horoscopes.
Oh, I don't believe in horoscopes. If you believe in horoscopes, I feel like all of my friends that watch this will start laughing. Like, I do not. And it's crazy because I was the one always telling people about their horoscope. Like, I would read the chart and be like, oh, you're a rising, so that's why you're like that. Yeah. Like, I would be really judgmental. But I feel like the horoscopes aren't truly, not that they're not real, but they're not truly something we should look at when we want to know more about ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Like, it just, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of ignorant when like you interact with someone, they're like, oh, you're a Libra. Oh, you a cheater or something. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I was that person. It's so bad. Like, it's so wild.
Like, I'm pretty sure cheaters from January to goddamn December. Like,
exactly.
You know,
and when I would go deeper into it, everybody had similar traits because they were talking about the rising, the moon, the this, the that, the this, or that. You have multiple signs, so almost we have like traits through all of them.
Right.
It almost blends. Like it didn't really make sense after a while, deep down. But I didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. So like you say you're 26, right?
I am.
Where Mr. Right at?
Mr. Right? Honestly, like, you know how I mentioned like becoming a Christian and all that? So I actually was in the process of moving to North Carolina, or had intentions, because I was going to be with someone. But after I started to see that I wasn't ready and that person may not be ready either, like they said they are, I just started to like turn to God, and I was like, hey, you know, I think I really am going to try and do this the right way, because I think all of my previous relationships in my 20s didn't really have any like focus to it, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm still trying to formulate the words, but basically when you have God and you make him the focus and the center, both of you will be better people for each other and be able to love each other how you should. But when there's no God in the center and it's just you guys, and you guys idolize each other, it can become toxic. People's insecurities can come out. It can be unhealthy, you know, and I think I could see a lot of those patterns in my relationships. And when I got to the end of this one, I was like, okay, God, I'm going to finally like surrender this, and I'm going to stop trying to do this without you, you know? Cuz like in the Bible it talks about being like sexually immoral, you know, like in fornicating and having sex before marriage. Like I always kind of push that
Mhm.
idea away because I'm like, that's not realistic in my head. You know, that's not realistic to wait till marriage. Men don't want to wait till marriage. You know, I'm never gonna have that. Like that's not real. That's not realistic. But when I would go about it in my own way and try, we would try to make these relationships happen. A lot of the fornication, a lot of the sexually immoral things that would happen kind of hurt the relationship. It didn't help anything.
Yeah, I got
And it was like a big, you know, pulling my big girl pants on, really understanding that
you. Hmm.
and just humbling myself to the idea that, hey, I might be wrong, you know? Maybe being celibate and waiting and actually learning how to carry myself like a woman first is what I need, rather than trying to pursue a relationship without God in the center. So that's my approach now, you know? So until I feel in my heart that I'm ready to be in a relationship that God will be in the center of, I don't think I'm going to pursue one yet. Like there's guys that I'm interested in and guys that are interested in me, but until I'm ready to walk to that point in my life, I'm
Yeah.
not going to even, you know, like touch it. Got to wait.
See,
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I can say about it, like you disciplined. Like you got your mind already set. Like I respect that 100%. Like that's a
Mm-hmm.
disciplined mindset, and I mean, you know, choosing to walk with God with someone instead of, you know, like you said, just having some interaction that's trying to figure things out
Mm-hmm.
on the run. That's,
Exactly.
yeah. So
Yeah, like the situationship like trend right now,
yeah,
like people think it's so cool, it's so easy, and it feels that easy and feels so nice and fun until someone gets hurt, until there's feelings involved, until you realize, okay, I like this person, so now what? You know?
so
And then you guys are already, you know, like how Jada Pinkett says, entangled. You guys are entangled, and now it's harder to figure things out because your emotions, you already crossed that boundary of having,
yeah,
you know, sex. Like that makes it way more complicated. You guys need to talk about your values and what you want at the door.
man.
Like what are your intentions at the door? And then
You like a relationship counselor though.
I'm not a regional counselor. I just know I just been through it. Okay, it's a war zone. Dating is a war
Hey,
zone. So
hey,
it's
I've been in that
crazy.
war zone like this though. Like I
What?
got my head covered. Like,
Right? I'm like,
uh,
I'm throwing up my purse. I'm like, get back.
it's
So
a wild world out there though.
it
Like,
is like, I'm not
so
trying.
so okay, boom. Like, let's say what would be someone that you would like be interested in as a like what kind of men are you attracted to?
um, I want a man that has integrity, um, is patient,
Mhm.
that's kind, um, isn't quick to anger. Um, I want a man that is good hearted no matter what the situation is.
Yep.
Like I don't want a man that is loving to me because I was perfect that day. Like I want a man that's loving to me when I'm at my lowest and I'm having trouble being the woman that, you know, he needs me to be,
Yep.
and when I am the woman he needs me to be, and vice versa. Like I want to be a good wife to him on his best day and on his worst day.
Yes, Lord.
So, but that's a thing, you have to get to that point. And that's what I was talking about. Like, I'm not gonna get involved in a relationship until I know I have those characteristics.
I got you.
You know, and I have to be honest with myself. I don't think I'm there yet
Mhm.
because I still have to work on myself. You know, we have to work on ourselves before we get into a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hey ladies, I hope y'all taking notes though. Cause she
Mhm.
just throws some gems at y'all.
It's true. It's true. What about you? Are you in a relationship?
Nah, I'm single.
Yeah. That's okay.
It's rough out here, you know.
The sigh. I feel you.
It's tough. It's like, what about me though? Like, as far as what would I look for in a woman? I really would say thoughtful. Thoughtful is a word that kind of like speak for it all for me. Like thoughtful meaning a lot of things. Like you looking out for my best interest when I'm not around, you know.
Yes.
And I'm doing the same for you. Pretty much I know everything is not gonna be perfect in a relationship, but just having that standing ground. I feel like one thing men really stand on as far as with women is just like respect, you know.
Yeah.
That's a big thing is, you know, like respect me as a man. Yeah.
Yes.
We can figure the rest out. Like I'm gonna lead you in the right direction, make sure everything is good. Well, great. I ain't gonna say good. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do the best I can. But it just comes to certain times that certain people you can't please, you know. But with that being said, that's probably an individual for you or for me, I would say. So yeah, you know, just that thoughtful individual, a wholesome woman that ain't gonna embarrass me.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say that loud, but hey, you know, hey, it's some men out here getting embarrassed though.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
You go to downtown Orlando, hey, some people out there getting embarrassed right now. But hey,
hey, man.
But
it's yeah.
I mean, and on the same side of like men too embarrassing they, you know.
There are some men that I'm like, wow, I'm so glad. I'm just kidding. I'm not even gonna start.
You just gotta say streets.
I am so glad.
Yeah. But I like you know, I'm not rushing it. I'll take my time with it because I feel like I got a lot to lose. Like divorce is real though. And I ain't about to be caught in that.
Ooh. What'd you say?
I ain't about to be caught in that.
Right. And it's expensive.
Oh yeah.
Then when you have kids involved, you have to figure out the custody. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'd rather wait until I know I'm ready.
Keep doing what you're doing, you know. Hey, you don't have any kids or anything. Or, hey, you
thank God.
You living the life.
Yeah, but I do love kids. I just, you know, I wouldn't be able to like pursue some of the things that I'm doing right now. If I had a kid, like I could, but it would be more difficult to me because honestly, I'm not the best, admittingly, with time management.
Yeah.
Time management is like hard for me, even now as an adult. I don't know why.
Time management. That's a big thing. Like I would say I definitely I suffer from that at times too. Like when I start picking up new tasks, like for instance, when I got this podcast business, I wasn't talking to nobody. Like I was interacting with people, but I was like, no, I got school because I'm in college too. Like I'm doing 3 things at one time. Like, hey,
where do you go to school?
American Military University. It's like a little military school. Yeah.
So they pay for it.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, you know, for the most part, ain't no big university though. Might try to do that for my master's or something. You know, probably.
And then they'll pay for that too. I'm assuming.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna work something out. You know, I work my little, you know, shakes to get that free education.
I'm like
you know?
The light bulbs going off in my head. I'm like, okay, funding, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking for next. Like, I need some scholarships. I need some grants.
Hey,
yeah.
Like you feel like I don't know. You know, maybe they might make student loans free. You know, like might free it off for everybody. Who knows? I doubt it though. But hey. Let me say, I ain't about to push the political thread because this ain't a political podcast.
I know, right? Oh my goodness.
So, what's something you would tell to? Okay, let me start this first question. If you knew what you knew now, what would you tell your younger self?
Tell my younger self?
Yeah.
I would tell my younger self to don't worry about being accepted by other people, specifically by men.
Yeah.
as much. And don't try to be accepted by your parents so much. Like, just stop trying to chase acceptance because you already are on the right path. I think as soon as I hit my late teens, I wanted to like start to fit in and follow with trends. I wanted to have a boyfriend. I wanted to make my parents happy.
Yeah.
I wanted to have more friends. So I think there was a time like where I started living for other people rather than just like living for Morgan. Like, I would remind myself, like, come on, queen, you are that girl. Like, you don't have to feel like that, you know?
Yes, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is something like? I'm pretty sure you got people that you inspire. You're a content creator. Like, what is some inspiring inspiration you can give to the people who follow you, or might be look up to you, might be a model or aspiring speech pathologist right now? Like, what would you want to tell them as far as a little motivation?
In terms of modeling, I would tell them if they're interested to do it strategically.
Mhm.
Don't just pursue it and drop everything else just because you're interested in it. And that goes with any like entrepreneuring business or
Yeah.
entrepreneurship opportunities. Like, you don't just drop everything and just start having your own business. Some people do it,
Yeah, I mean, some people blow overnight.
Overnight.
They're good for them.
but it's better to keep your source of income
Yeah.
and then feed into your business little by little until your business is this size. And then you can leave your job and then you can go full time into your career or into your business.
Mhm.
I think with modeling, you should start out by building that portfolio, and then afterwards, start looking for gigs. Don't just immediately drop everything you're doing and start trying to book gigs with no experience.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be a train wreck. You're gonna learn by failing.
That's like
Yeah.
applying for a job with no experience though.
Yeah.
No certifications and that. It's, wow, it's a hard place.
Not it ever. Do not do it. Mm-mm. And I've seen people do it, and it works sometimes along the way, but they went through a lot more issues, and it's not worth it. You get taken advantage of. That's what I mean.
That's a good message though. That's real game.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say that you didn't get to express, or you want to put out there?
I think if anything, how to say anything, that I'm so happy I got to be on the podcast.
Hey.
And everything I said is from opinion. It's not fact. So if anyone has any critical comments, to just remember that this is my own personal experience and your experience might be different. And it's okay that we have opposing views.
Hey, let them know. Hey, comment below though. I need you to comment though.
Yes, comment below.
I need you to comment though.
Exactly.
Well, I ain't about to sit up here. I know you got to get back to, your life.
Yup.
I appreciate you pulling up. I got you. What's out right now is the True Story Studios hoodie.
Hey.
I got the,
not the free merch.
Yeah, get some more merch.
Thank you.
Appreciate you pulling up.
This is dope, and it's blue. I love blue.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you.
You are welcome. It's your boy True Story Funch. We're on True to the Ground podcast. Like I said, Morgan Banks in the building with me. Y'all follow on Instagram. I'm gonna have that below.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
Peace.